It is the O Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, CW. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to hit that bell on YouTube and subscribe to the podcast on any and all platforms. Today, we're talking about Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, the missing match. Hey, it's the road to WrestleMania. What else are we going to talk about but matches that will not happen, matches that are happening, and things on the card that make no sense. And today, one of the things that makes no sense to me and screams of the no chance situation, if you get my meaning, is Brock Lesnar versus Omos. Last night on Raw, the production team did what I can only call an amazing job of trying their best to sell us on a match between Brock Lesnar and Omos. They made a video package so professional, so engaging, so enticing with an incredible voiceover that even I got a little like, ooh, maybe this match will be good. It won't. It'll be terrible. But again, as a proponent of good design and awesome production, that was a bravo. I almost did a double take. They did their jobs, man. They were like, we have to sell this match. Let's get a fantastic video package together to try and sell the fans on this turd that we're trying to polish. It's not going to be good. All you have to do is look back at Omos versus Braun Strowman, or Omos versus anybody, right? Really. He's too green. He's too new. He's going to be good if he sticks with it. I think if he worked with other big men, like who can train him, if he had, a bit more control over his character and understanding what he's supposed to do. I think one of the best breakdowns of being a big man wrestler was Big Show, where he said he came into the WWE. It's almost like a mirror image. He came into the WWE and his whole gimmick was to scream when he got into the ring. Whenever he would cut a promo, he would just be very loud. He didn't understand what it was to be, the giant in a wrestling promotion. And I feel like Omos is in the same space, because every time he gets into the ring, he's always yelling. He's always, it's my house, just screaming. And Big Show, on the other hand, he said someone talked to him. I can't remember the name he mentioned. He's like, you're doing too much. Like, you are the attraction. You are huge. You don't need to yell. Everyone's already looking at you. The yelling just makes you seem not confident. Like, you don't know what to do, so you scream. That's not scary. It's just loud. And Omos is at that point. He's not confident in what he's doing, or people are telling him to yell. Either way, it's a bad look. He doesn't need to do all that. He also needs better ring gear. Let's be honest. The gear he's rocking is not kicking it. Maybe the hood thing can stick around. I don't know. Let me not take Omos down so much. But again, he has potential. He could do stuff. It's just not right now. And the fact that he's wrestling one of the greatest, future Hall of Famer, Brock Lesnar, at WrestleMania is bananas to me. And again, it came out of left field. Why? Because Bobby Lashley was scheduled to wrestle Bray Wyatt instead of Brock Lesnar, which is, I think, the match everyone was assuming we were working towards. They had what would someone consider a lackluster feud over the past couple of months, only because there was no real definitive answer. There was lots of DQs, there was kicks in the nuts, there was all these things that made it not definitive, right? So the rumor mill said that they moved the match, their WrestleMania match, to Elimination Chamber. It protected both of them. And then they moved on to Omos. I can't remember why. I don't remember the reasoning for the rumor on why the match was moved. But Omos was slotted for Brock Lesnar, and Bray Wyatt was then slotted for Bobby Lashley. I think the reasoning was they wanted to have Stone Cold versus Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania. That's why they moved the Bobby Lashley match. They figured that was a better fit. And then Stone Cold was like, nah. So they had to rush and find a match for Brock Lesnar, which is weird. They could have just reverted back to their original plans and let Bobby Lashley wrestle Brock Lesnar. But because that match didn't take place, now everyone's a little in this weird limbo. Specifically, Bobby Lashley, who's been doing, pretty decent work for the past 6 months. He put some prestige on that U.S. title. He got Austin Theory over pretty well. And then they were working towards their Hurt Business reunion, which has all but evaporated. Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin have disappeared from wrestling again. And now we're back to Omos being again, a lot of this screams of a no chance situation. If you know, you know. But I think everyone wanted a no holds barred Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley match at WrestleMania, or a cage match. I don't think I've ever seen two big dudes like that in the cage trying to kill each other. It would have been interesting. Especially they already have the cage there for Edge versus Finn Balor, who should do a breakdown for that. But I wanted them to end their feud at WrestleMania. It would have been a better lead up. I think they already had some, They already had some history together, so they could have built upon that to their no holds barred match. Have Bobby Lashley get jumped and then jump him and then all this, all this stuff. And Brock Lesnar, if you watch him now, he's in that weird space where kind of veteran wrestlers get, where they're just having fun. I've never seen Brock Lesnar have more fun. The man's never smiled as much as he has in the past 6 months. It's amazing. He could have had fun with Bobby Lashley, and I think they could have put on a pretty decent match. And I'd like to just put this out. The amazing video package for the production team, again, bravo, that they made for Omos versus Brock Lesnar, a match that I don't think anyone but one person in the back is looking forward to. Maybe two people, and one of them is Omos. The other one is not Brock Lesnar. Imagine if they did that video package for Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar are both former MMA superstars. They're both legit fighters. They have the physique. They share a physique somehow. A couple of buddies were talking about how Bobby Lashley has not aged and has somehow gotten younger over the past 16 years. The man looks fantastic. They could have done an incredible video package talking about their accomplishments in MMA. It could have been more than just about the size of their hands and all this other nonsense that they were doing. It could have been about, what their finishing move was in MMA and, how they won champion. I believe Bobby Lashley won the Bellator championship. Maybe. I can't remember. I never actually watched a Bobby Lashley MMA match. I should go back and watch them. But I think the build would have been a little better. No, let me scratch that. The build would have been way better. And then they could have wrestled a legit match, and then someone could have put someone over. I wouldn't even mind if Brock Lesnar went over in that regard. He doesn't need to, but Bobby did have a couple wins on him, and going to WrestleMania with Brock Lesnar and saying, it's a no holds barred, and then just have Brock go over would be fine. The same way you put Undertaker over for his streak at WrestleMania, you can do that for Brock with Bobby. Bobby doesn't have to go over in that match. If they put on a really good match, Bobby's coming out golden. Not so much with Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is rumored to be ill, very sick, and he can't make these house shows, so the build to that Bobby Lashley match has stopped altogether. They have a couple more days. Let's see if anything comes of that. If not, maybe Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona, can fill the space. He already put out on Twitter that he's ready to go. What a fantastic return to WWE that would be if it was WrestleMania versus Bobby Lashley. I'd be down for that. Who doesn't like Zack Ryder? If you haven't watched Zack Ryder's E-Fed on YouTube, you should go watch it. It's all with action figures. Anyway, what do you think of Brock versus Omos and Bobby versus nobody for WrestleMania? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for listening. You know I appreciate you and your time. Take it easy today. Make sure to think of all the good things in life, and don't you ever forget.
I'm your friend, but if I ever see you in the ring, I can beat you. Don't you know? Yeah, yeah, yeah.